UFC president Dana White has become one of the most powerful people in sports, and he runs UFC completely different than the way we see the rest of these sports leagues around the country run, whether it's MLB, NFL, NBA, where they'll let people speak out and be activists as long as it's on one side of the political aisle. Other than that, they'll try to shut you up. Dana White does the opposite. Says, you know what? If my fighters want to have an opinion, they're free to express it, but we're going to let them express it regardless of who does or doesn't like that opinion. You want to walk out there with BLM bullshit? Go ahead, but we're going to let you walk out there with a MAGA hat too. And we have seen him repeatedly refuse to bend the knee to the media or to activists or to anybody that's trying to cancel him or the UFC. Well, it looks like Dana White is also unwilling to bend the knee to these freaks when it's not even about him and when it's about one of his employees, his longtime friend, Joe Rogan. Dana White was going to resign from the UFC if they fired Joe Rogan during the Spotify controversy. Now, of course, this goes back a year or two ago when everybody resurfaced those old clips and he was under a lot of heat, all this bullshit. And they wanted him not to commentate on the UFC. Dana White apparently handed in his fucking resignation if the UFC tried to pull Joe Rogan from commenting. This was on the Lex Friedman podcast where they talked a lot about how influential Joe Rogan is. He's the biggest podcaster in the world, and he's incredible for the UFC, all this stuff. Then Lex Friedman tells a story about when he was with Joe Rogan and he received a call from Dana White.
I value loyalty a lot. And I remember there was a moment not too long ago, maybe a year ago, when I was sitting with Joe and he had a phone call with you. Joe was getting canceled for something. And they didn't want him commentating the fights. And you on the phone offered your resignation over this. I got teary-eyed over that. That's such a... You're a good man,
Thank you.
Could you imagine Roger Goodell or Rob Manfred or Adam Silver or anybody else who runs one of these leagues doing something like that for their employees? No fucking way.
That was powerful.
Anybody who is with me, has been with me, knows. When you're with me, you're with me. It's a two-way street. It's not it's not a one-way street. I'm not one of these guys that is going to roll over and it's like going through COVID. I wasn't laying any of these people. Some of these people have been with me for 20 years. We're gonna lay them off. This motherfucker will burn
Yeah.
before I would do that to my people. It's just never, none of that type of stuff is ever going to happen while I'm here. I can't say
I will let UFC burn to the ground before I decide to lay off this person or that person. As long as I have control, no one's going to control us. That's basically what Dana White is trying to say here.
what's going to happen when I leave, but when I'm here, the people who are with me and have been with me, they know exactly what's up. And Joe knows what's up. And again, it's a two-way street. Joe Rogan has been very loyal to me, and I am very loyal to Joe Rogan.
It was just so interesting to hear that it got to the point where they wanted him gone. And Dana White says, I'll just fucking resign. If they actually want that to happen, I'll just fucking resign and it will be done. But no, that didn't happen. Obviously, a bunch of freaks had tried to get Joe Rogan canceled. That didn't work. It's never going to work. And I think it's pretty clear at this point when it comes to UFC, when it comes to Dana White, he doesn't do shit that he doesn't want to do. And he's extremely loyal to everybody in his circle. What do you guys think about this? Dana White threatening to quit, threatening to resign if they tried to actually cancel Joe Rogan. Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.